To a travel update with Oceania Cruises, produced by cruisinwithted.com.
Welcome aboard, everybody. This is Ted Karbowski with another Cruisin with Ted presentation. And today we have the honor of meeting with Stephan Tubman. He's the Strategic Account Manager for Oceania Cruises, and this is Ted Karbowski. We're going to be talking today about some updates that Oceania has recently done in their ships, venues, other upgrades on board. And we're going to cover a lot of questions that I see being asked again and again. Go ahead, take it away, Stephan.
Thank you, Ted, and hi, everybody. You know, it's great working with such a wonderful travel advisor like Ted Karbowski. Yeah, I can help him with anything he needs. I can answer specific questions. We put wonderful groups together. Let me go ahead and share my screen now, just to show you guys a quick presentation that I kind of put together talking about the product. I mean, it's just such a beautiful cruise line. Starting with the three main pillars, kind of what Oceania Cruises stands behind. Small ship luxury. We have some of the best guest to staff ratios in the industry. Basically, for every 1.5 guests, there's one staff member. And my favorite statistic is for every 10 guests, there's one chef on board our ships. That leads into the hallmark of the brand, which is the finest cuisine at sea. We invest very heavily into the ingredients of our food. So, you know, we pride ourselves in the experience you have, especially with anything food and wine. Award-winning itineraries, we travel to over 600 alluring destinations throughout the world. We can pretty much do everything except the very small expedition style stuff, such as the Galapagos or actually going into Antarctica. But we do a wonderful sail by of Antarctica on certain voyages, where you'll have 2 days where you can actually see the continent from your balcony. Something interesting. I really wanted to mention just our newest ships. The last time Oceania came out with a vessel was the Riviera back in 2012. So it's been quite some time since we released the Vista. The Vista came out October 2023. Our guests think these two new ships are phenomenal. The Allura comes out this summer, but you can see the full 18-hole putt-putt course, beautiful spacious balconies. And as I mentioned, Allura comes out this summer, this July. In the top left there, you can see it's our private concierge spa terrace. Has the big rectangular, pool with the cascading waterfalls, beautiful neutral coloring in the staterooms. The background behind Ted is actually our owner's suite on these two new ships, fully furnished by Ralph Lauren Polo. Another advisor that I work with actually sent me these beautiful pictures. She, that is the grand staircase on deck 5 and our gorgeous pool deck on the Vista. We have evening entertainment on board all of our vessels. Every single night you can go to the theater and watch a wonderful Broadway style show. If it's the smaller ships, it might be a comedian, maybe a duet singing couple, sometimes an illusionist, magician. But if you don't want to go see the show every single night, we have gorgeous lounges throughout the ships with live music. It could be a pianist. Sometimes we have the string quartet playing, the violins and the cellos. And we also have phenomenal cocktails and bars throughout our ships. You're getting the glass enclosed box and they fill it up with the hickory smoke, for example. I also wanted to mention that one of our newer ships, the Vista, we're going to be using it for our around the world voyages. So, you can see the different lengths of voyages, 127 days to 247 days. If you're thinking about, doing that bucket list type trip, why not do it with Oceania Cruises and some of the best food at sea every day? We do chef market dinners where the chefs are actually going into the local port of call. They're getting the local ingredients, and they actually prepare fresh, specialized dinners that evening in the main dining room. Some of the best value in luxury cruising. Basically, at this point with Oceania Cruises, we include almost everything except for alcohol and shore excursions. But we do have special shore excursion discounts. So if you book on a certain length voyage, let's say you book 5 tours, we offer a 25% discount because you booked that minimum. But as you can see, we have all these special inclusions. The unlimited Wi-Fi is for 2 devices at a time. We are partnered with Starlink Internet services on board all of our ships. And because these are smaller ships with less guests, there's less, essentially we take less away from the bandwidth. So if you're on board one of our ships, you'll notice that the internet will feel a lot faster. Prepaid gratuities is included going forward on all our voyages. So you don't have to worry about tipping your steward or stewardess. The laundry services as well. I think you were going to ask me about that, Ted. It is included. All the self-service is included. If you want to do dry cleaning or garment pressing, that is something we can discuss with the staff on board. There is a nominal fee for that. We do offer currency exchange on board as well. I just put this, it's really from our resource center here at Oceania Cruises. For European voyages, euros may be purchased from the reception desk. Another good thing to talk about is there is a 5% transaction fee that will be applied by Oceania Cruises, but we do offer currency exchange on board. And if you don't use all of that currency you exchanged, you can actually give it back to the company, and we'll give it back to you in the form of like your onboard account and credit. Ember is our Americana. This was kind of a trial run on the newest ship, the Vista. It did really well. You can get a wonderful steak, cheeseburger, for example. But a lot of our longtime guests, they really truly missed out on our French cuisine called Jacques. So Jacques is actually from Jacques Pepin, the world-renowned famous headmaster chef. He brought this wonderful culinary experience to our company. So we're actually going to be removing Ember from the Vista, and soon to be, Allura as well. We just felt that, Jacques was a better fit for us, and a lot of our longtime guests are very excited. So with Oceania Cruises, we have all these amazing specialty restaurants that are included in the price. Something to think about. Again, that word value. The value you're getting by booking Oceania Cruises compared to some of the other premium lines out there is just tremendous. Aquamar Kitchen is another wonderful restaurant that we came out with on the Vista. We've already announced that we're going to be trying to putting it out there on the entire fleet. It's just so popular. Imagine waking up in the morning, going to the gymnasium, having a wonderful workout, and then you get to have the nice fresh avocado toast. Or you want a healthy lunch, we have the organic Power Bowl, for example. Just delicious food. Oceania Cruises really stands behind our food. We also have, Ted was asking me about this earlier, a full culinary center on board our larger ships. So we have 3, soon to be 4 larger ships when the Allura comes out. They hold just around 1,200 guests. And then we have 4 smaller ships that hold 684 guests. But the larger ships do have the full culinary center. They are available to purchase. They're not included, but they're very reasonably priced to do the cooking class. They're available at 1 year prior to each voyage, along with the shore excursions. Our shore excursions are available at 1 year prior to sailing as well. 24 guests at a time, so some of these fantastic menus, like the wonderful brunch menu or the Mediterranean seafood feast, for example, they sell out. So please reach out to Ted if you're at all interested. As I mentioned, over 600 alluring destinations throughout the world. We have such popular voyages right now. Cherry blossom season in Asia, for example. Australia, New Zealand, Iceland, Greenland is very popular, but we have Africa, South America as well. I did want to mention, though, we have switched from one of our smaller ships to one of the larger ships, the Riviera in Alaska. So it's technically a need date right now because we need to fill the space because it's technically a larger ship. We have some of the best promotions we've ever had for Alaska. Some of these promotions include the full premium beverage package, for example, so you don't have to worry about any cocktails. Um, we stay longer in our ports of call, typically till 9 or 10 o'clock in the evening at some ports, when other cruise lines will only be there till around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Less days at sea. We're very port intensive here at Oceania Cruises, more total hours in port. I included a beautiful slide of one of our, unique 12-day voyages. There's some ports of call in there that I've never even personally heard of. Uh, Kloak, for example, I'd love to see it someday, but we have wonderful options ranging from 7 days in length all the way up to 21-day voyages. We even have a voyage that goes from Alaska to Japan. So please reach out to Ted. He can help us with this. We have wonderful shore excursions for Alaska. There was a question of kind of the pricing that ranges with our tours. So in Alaska, for example, I believe it's in Sitka, we have the Lumberjack Show. So it's a famous lumberjack show. It includes a beautiful lunch. That's only around $75 per person. If you wanted to do a more extensive tour, like the helicopter ride to the Hubbard Glacier, where you get to walk on the glacier, that's going to be a little bit more expensive, probably around $400 per person. Again, I did mention if you book a certain amount of tours, we give you a discount on most sailings. I mentioned this, we have so many tours to choose from. Some of our great examples go local. I actually did this personally with my family on a voyage that went to Italy. We went to an Italian family's home where we got to enjoy fresh pasta. We made fresh pasta with them and had glasses of wine. We have culinary discovery tours as well, where you actually go into the local port of call yourself with one of our headmaster chefs, and you gather up the local ingredients with them, bring them back to the ship, and you prepare these dishes in the culinary center. Very popular. Don't forget to reach out to Ted. We have reduced single supplement special pricing as well. So if you're the solo traveler and you want to experience Oceania Cruises, you still can without having to pay the full double occupancy that's usually required. Don't leave home without Ted Karbowski. Please reach out to him. He's one of our top producers for his agency, Oasis Travel Network. But he's doing such a good job. He brings all these wonderful, all this guidance, and he can always reach out to me, his BDM or his strategic account manager. We can figure out anything we need to. Anything? Did you want to ask me some more questions, Ted?
Yeah, just give me a minute here.
Okay.
All right, let's get back to, okay, did you stop sharing?
No, but I can stop sharing.
Yeah, stop sharing.
There we go.
All right, thanks so much. That was very informative. There's a lot of things I didn't know either. Couple things. So we have a Facebook group. It's called Oceania Cruises Fans. We have, I don't know, about 10,000 members. It's always growing. And in this, it's a very active group, and people come in, and many people say, hey, I just booked an Oceania cruise, or I'm thinking of it, or even if they're older, they may have questions. So these are some of the questions that always come up. We'll just go through them bit by bit, okay?
Sure.
All right. And this comes up quite a bit. People need, they have a CPAP, a little device that works with you when you're sleeping. How does that work? Distilled water, plugging it in, can that be done?
Yeah. So you can request a gallon of distilled water, for example, through our company. We'll provide it to the guests. If you want to do it ahead of time, you can reach out to Ted, and he can call one of our cruise specialists in the reservations team, and we can just simply put it into your manifest that gets sent over to the ship ahead of time.
Okay, and what I'll do is I'll let them know on the reservation itself that that's noted. So when you arrive, you'll be taken care of.
Exactly.
Now somebody asked this. Even though gratuities are included, some people say, how much do you want to tip the steward? So are they expected to tip the steward, or other people, or how does that work?
No, we don't expect you to tip the steward or stewardess. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could. You have the option to do that, but all the gratuities are included, as I mentioned.
Okay, I don't know if you already mentioned this, but can you convert money on board?
Yes, I did mention the currency exchange is available.
All right. Formal nights, when are those?
So they're very rare with Oceania Cruises. We will only have formal nights if it was a long oceanic crossing, for example, and there's a lot of days at sea. And it's still optional. It's not required if we did do something like that. We're not pretentious here at Oceania Cruises in any way, shape, or form. We only really ask that in the specialty dining venues during the evening, do not wear jeans if at all possible. And if you're gonna, the ladies can wear kind of open-toed sandals as long as they're, within reason, classy sandals, not like beach-going sandals, for example.
Great, great. And in terms of what I should bring and what I don't need to bring, so in your room, do you need a bathrobe? Do you need to bring toiletries? Do you need to bring hairdryer?
No, all of that is actually provided. Now, if you use like a high-powered hair dryer, maybe you might want to bring your own. I'm not 100% sure of like the voltage, um, but all the wonderful toiletries and amenities are provided already in our staterooms.
Okay. And then in relationship to dining times and the entertainment, how does that work? On some cruise lines, they have an early or late dining and then the show. What should they prepare for there?
Yeah, the evening entertainment doesn't start until 9:30 in the theater, so it gives the guests plenty of time to have their dinner.
So there's one show at
Yes,
night, not
one
two.
show every evening.
Okay. Now let's say someone's just booked the cruise and they want to log in, set up their account. Where do they go?
Yeah, so they would just go to oceaniacruises.com and create a new account. It's very simple, very user-friendly. All you'd have to do is input your booking number once it's created and deposited, and your last name. And then it's so easy to go from there. Your cruise will come right up and it'll have all the options of, booking shore excursions when they become available, for example, or completing your guest information forms. It's a very simple process.
Okay, great. And a lot of people ask about special diets for gluten-free.
Yeah, so we are very accommodating when it comes to special dietary requests and needs. Um, if it's kosher, I've actually personally put together a full group of gluten-free celiac disease, where we actually closed down one of our specialty dining venues just for that group. So Oceania Cruises, we go above and beyond when it comes to that.
And what should they do before the cruise if they want to make sure that's covered?
Yeah, just let you know, Ted. So you can let one of our cruise specialists know. We can actually, again, notate the manifest. It gets sent over to the ship ahead of time. If they have a gluten-free intolerance or they're kosher, it all depends, but we can add that information.
Okay, Stephen, we've heard that there's been some change in the leadership at Oceania. Is that true?
There has been several changes, and it's all good things. We saw our president, Frank Del Rio Jr., step down, and we've seen now Jason Montague come back out of retirement. I actually worked personally for Regent Seven Seas a few years ago, and Jason Montague was leading our team, the company. Now he's kind of overseeing everything for Regent Seven Seas, our sister company, and Oceania Cruises. So I think it's a great thing. Jason Montague is a very respected, influential person throughout the industry for a long time, and we're very happy to have him.
That's wonderful. What about boarding passes? Do you get something in the mail? When does it arrive? What should I expect?
Yeah, so our boarding passes will come, they'll actually be sent to the guest home address at 21 days prior to sailing. So 3 weeks prior, you'll get a wonderful cruise vacation document set that has your boarding passes and beautiful luggage tags.
Okay. What if I didn't receive that? Will I be denied?
No,
going on the ship?
you will not be denied at all. We have all that helpful information and boarding passes and luggage tags. It's all available at the pier as well. Just
So you won't be stopped.
You won't be stopped.
It's mainly there for information and to let people know what's going to happen.
It's just gonna help you, with the boarding process, a little bit more if you have all that stuff ahead of time. But our ships are so much smaller, and we have, such more intimate experiences and less guests. The boarding process is seamless with Oceania Cruises. It is a breeze to get through. You're not having to wait in a line with 3,000 plus people.
Okay, chef school. I personally attended that when you gave me that VIP sailing last year.
Hmm.
So how do you sign up for that? What to expect? And is Jacques Pepin going to be there? Will I be as good a chef as him when we're done, or what's to be expected?
No, Jacques Pepin will not be there. He has more of a consultative basis with us now, just kind of,
Okay.
helps us make, decisions on the culinary experience. But those, as I mentioned, those culinary classes are available at 1 year prior to sailing, typically on every voyage. So the guests can either reach out to you, Ted, or they can book it themselves on our website. If it is available, you can go into your account in the shore excursions area and click on to the culinary classes to see what menu options are available, what the price is, and you can book it right then and there.
Okay. One more. Concierge level. Is it worth it? What do I get with it? Laundry service and so forth.
So it is definitely worth it. Concierge level, you'll actually have access to a private concierge. It's like a concierge desk, but it's almost its own big room slash library. Well, and they're gonna have, freshly made finger food sandwiches in there, tea, coffee. You're also getting upgraded toiletries in your staterooms. I can actually bring up the full list. We
Oh,
do
good.
offer the free laundry service up to 3 bags per stateroom with the concierge level. So that's just another extra benefit. You're getting priority embarkation, exclusive access to the private concierge lounge, as I mentioned, staffed by a dedicated concierge, featuring complimentary soft drinks, coffees, snacks throughout the day, of course. Um, on our larger ships, you're actually getting a complimentary bottle, a welcome bottle of Prosecco, unlimited access to the Aquamar Spa slash Vitality Center, the private spa terrace that you saw pictured in that one slide with the beautiful rectangular pool and the cascading waterfalls. There's a lot of extra benefits for booking concierge level.
Sounds great. What is Aquamar?
Aquamar is our new spa. So it's available on all of our ships now. It's on the whole fleet, and we've come out with Aquamar toiletries that are available for your staterooms as well.
And the eating place as well, right? That are featured?
The
Dining
eating,
venue, right?
so we have the Aquamar. That you remember, it's our wellness inspired indulgence. So we do
Mhm.
have that as well. Yes,
And that's just on a Vista or other ships?
it's for now it's on Vista and soon to be Allura, but it will come out. We're trying to incorporate it to our entire fleet.
All right. And I'm sure we covered, you might have more questions. We are going to continue to have these presentations. You're also welcome to contact me here. So let me just pull this one up. And see that? Okay. Anyway, you should be here. This is me on one of the ships. We are looking forward to seeing you on your next grand adventure in Oceania. All you need to do is call me at 954-290-8626. My email is hello@cruisinwithted.com, and my phone number 954-290-8626. So thank you so much for being here today. And I wanted to thank Stephen for his wonderful presentation. We should have more of these, okay? And
Sounds
then
good.
remember, I have an Oceania Cruises fans group that you can join. So look for that. And thank you so much. Anything else you want to say, Mr. Tubman?
No, just, it's just so valuable to have a great travel advisor like you, Ted, in your back pocket. You can always run into issues where you're just kind of questioning what's going on, or you don't know how something works, and you have all the knowledge you need. And if you don't, you can always reach out to me because I'm here for you.
And I appreciate that. One of the wonderful things for having Oceania as a travel partner is they do everything for you, and they do everything for me as a travel agent. My job is actually very simple. There's not much to figure out actually, and if you do this day after day after day, year after year after year, decade after decade, and this is all you do, certainly I would be more than qualified to help you. And if I can't answer it, I can reach out to great people like Stephan. So thank you for joining us today. Goodbye and keep sailing.
Thank you.
Ted thanks you for watching and asks you to subscribe to Cruisin' with Ted on Facebook and YouTube.